Oh, there it is, a new ride. 2005 Chevrolet C2500 extended cab pickup truck, full size 8-foot bed, 6.0 liter. No, it's not a Duramax. I almost feel compelled to video it every day just because of living here in an apartment complex with a lot of people that don't seem to know how to drive, but such is life, right? Okay, but here she is. She is my replacement for Big Blue. Rest in peace, Big Blue. It was my 1983 Chevrolet C2500 crew cab truck. Those two young guys right there learned how to drive. They learned how to wrench. They went on to go into the Air Force, and my youngest one to the Marine Corps. We had a lot of great times in that truck. Now, what's important about that experience is, just like the newer truck that is its replacement, all the work that I did to that vehicle was done in the backyard without a garage. When I tell you that that Big Blue was completely redone, the only component that was not touched on that truck was the rear differential. It was a $600 purchase out of a storage lot. Belonged to a brick and stone mason, so you already know that there wasn't a straight panel on the truck when I got it. However, it was mechanically sound, sitting on a set of Michelin tires, which got my attention. Nobody puts Michelin tires on a vehicle that they don't plan to at least maintain. Inspection of it showed that it had a Target Master engine in it that had only been in place for 3 years, and when I saw the truck, it had been sitting for 2 years, making it a prime candidate for a rebuild. So I bought it and towed it home with my 86 C10 4.3 liter single cab pickup truck, which, because as you saw the growing boys, we outgrew. So I proceeded to completely tear that truck down. Over time, over years, got it running and proceeded to do literally a rolling rebuild, just as I had to do with this 2500 that replaced it. Everything was done outside. Let's go back to the 83 just to give you an idea. Engine, transmission. The 4 doors came off a Suburban. They were power. They replaced the manual doors. The truck bed came off of the 86 because it was so badly damaged, but my 86 was fine. The 2 doors came off my 86. The hood and fenders came off of my 86. Then I put those pieces on the 86 and turned around and sold it for $400, making the purchase price of the 83 only a couple of $100. Factory air conditioning was grafted into that vehicle. It went from a vacuum boost to a hydro boost system. And when I tell you that truck was a dream ride, as my son said, everywhere we took that truck, it always got us home. It hauled firewood, it hauled flooring, it hauled their first cars from where they bought them. We have a definite connection with vehicles and experiences in our lives. And just like I did with the 83, in the backyard, no garage. I did have a workshop with a compressor in it, but I had absolutely no garage. Everything was done outside on the gravel. And here I am again, doing the same thing as you saw in the parking lot with its replacement. So what's the purpose of this little talk, all of this diatribe? Is to keep encouraging you to keep doing the things that you want to accomplish on your project, because it's not impossible. Now, I'm not encouraging you to do anything illegal at all. Yes, you have to comply with rules and regulations. I had to do that in the parking lot, even on the 2005 replacement. Let me stop saying replacement. On the 2005 2500 extended cab truck that I purchased after my 83 was totaled in an accident. Always comply with the rules and regulations. Yeah, I did all of this in a parking lot, and no, it was not always easy. I got away with some things, absolutely. But there was also great difficulty, as I explained to you at the beginning of it. I almost wanted to video it every day because in the apartment complex, let's be honest, the people were not the most honest people, and it did not take long before I ended up with paint scuffs and a couple of dings that you would get in a situation like that when you're in a parking lot, as opposed to, when you're able to park in your own driveway. Stuff happens. People are dishonest. Get over it. But when it came time to do the upgrades to this vehicle, I had to do things in the parking lot off-peak times, because I would take up a couple of spaces and everything. And it necessitated me doing things like always removing my toolbox. If I had to go upstairs for a bathroom break or to take a break, I would literally take all the tools that I had and put them in the toolbox and carry them upstairs. And other times my neighbor would be downstairs that lived on a corner where I would park the vehicle to do the work because it was shaded, and they were good enough to keep an eye out on the vehicle for me. So I would then leave my tools and components inside the truck, locked up, while I went to take care of whatever it is that I had to take care of. We had some good neighbors in that complex, in spite of the fact that we had some people that basically wouldn't give you a dime for. But they looked out for you, and, we did things for them as well. So if people help you out, do things in appreciation for what they do for you. But the point of this is you need to keep moving on your project. Things I had to replace in there mechanically were the half shafts for the, not the half shafts, I'm sorry, but the steering shaft was rattling, and I replaced that in the parking lot. Installed the sound insulation that you see right there. Installed a stereo system that replaced the stock system in that truck. All of that in the parking lot. Other things came later. The running boards and the cab light system that you see pictured right there. All of this was done outdoors. Now, it's not as extensive as the 83 that I did and had the comfort of doing then in my own backyard, but all of this was done in the parking lot at an apartment complex. But the point was, I got it done over time. And what it did was make that vehicle very personalized, just like Big Blue was. The sound system is fantastic. The lighting upgrades are fantastic. Everything about the truck is mine and done with my personal touch. So this is just an encouragement to all of you out there that don't have the garage. Yeah, I got one now. Kind of a hard-fought thing, but I finally got one. And I wish I could go back to those days that you see right here when I didn't have much in that garage. But yes, I have one now, but there was a time that I did not. But I am encouraged to see the number of people out there, and particularly the number of young people who are wrestling in their driveways, on the sides of their houses and everything else, without air tools, and just getting their projects done, putting their stamp on it, working through the issues with what they got. This gives me hope for the car culture out there. So, if you're driving by, acknowledging you for what you are doing to your vehicle, making your trip, giving you a thumbs up or waving or nodding, it's me. Acknowledging you for your ride, your creativity, your effort that you're putting into making your vehicle one of the most recognizable things out there. Willie for the No Box Garage. Let's get out there and do something. See you soon.